Mom?
Tape breaks your heart, really.
We haven't asked Breck and Tate to go to a place like that, and I thought he was great.
I mean, it's really his scene. You really go through that crash through his eyes.
Mama!
I thought it was really smart of Taylor to put that it wasn't she swerved and hit a car. It is the natural world coming into us, which is what we butt up against in this show.
It's in the world of Yellowstone. Anywhere else it'd be a deer, but of course it's a bison.
To shoot it was brutal. It was night and it was freezing, and Kelsey was lying in wet grass for hours.
Find your phone. Call the ambulance.
Her access to emotional life is right here, so she went there and stayed there.
You know, you're in a really vulnerable position, and I feel really safe with this cast and this crew. For Monica, it informs the rest of her life. It's something she'll always carry with her, and it's something that she's learning how to navigate.
I just want to go.
Make your mark. Action.
For Rip, a lot more weight is on his shoulders to run the ranch and really be the foreman that John has always thought that he could be.
Let's go!
We have a ton of practical cowboy scenes. So we're talking 600, 700 animals. That's a lot.
We don't mess around when it comes to animals.
Lloyd!
So we find a cow, and Rip thinks that it was taken down by a wolf. And I say, let's get a real hunter. Let's get a professional hunter. He says no.
We don't need state hunters out here. 3 days in Mr. Dutton's term. We'll deal with it ourselves.
So that's the beginning of a bad idea.
It was kind of like the first time that we've ever kind of been on like a night ops mission.
Wolves that have collars on them are protected, and they're studied, and they're used for tracking and behavioral analysis and whatnot.
The problem with us shooting these wolves was that you're not allowed to do that.
But we have tags. It's legal.
Son of a bitch.
The great thing with having, somebody like Rip is that they can kind of come on the back door and, hopefully push things out.
They need to come off somewhere.
Of course, Rip, chooses to go get rid of them. You're just like 1 inch away from the whole thing blowing up in your face.
You don't tell a fucking soul. This never happened.
Who am I gonna tell? That could put me in jail for a fucking decade.
John is not a very good politician, so that makes him a little bit dicey for people to deal with.
Jim, I'd like to introduce you to my daughter, Beth.
He wants to try to suss out who really wants to be here.
Pleasure to meet you. She's my new chief of staff. Get out of my office.
Beth doesn't play by any rules. She understands that if you want to win, you play dirty. I think she's perfect for politics. But I think she'll hate being in that world. I don't have time to follow you around the state.
You got me into this, sweetheart. You're gonna get me through it.
Even though she may not be fighting for herself, she understands the importance for her father.
Cancel the lease.
They will sue you. And I mean you.
He's there first and foremost to protect the ranch, and his kind of way of thinking can help bleed into his politics.
I want it on my desk in an hour.
Can we talk about this? Just you and me?
Just you and him? How many one-on-one conversations do you want me having?
Jamie can't fight his instincts, giving advice and using the intelligence he's acquired over the years to help them, in his eyes, not lose the ranch. But things between Jamie and Beth are only getting worse.
Just go do your fucking job.
Okay.
They're now working alongside each other for their father. He is in their life, he's not going anywhere, and she has to manage him, and that's part of the fun of the drama. How are they gonna figure this out? That's how you slam a door, Jamie.
Jamie tends to always have a plan or a way to play a situation. Well, now that's not an option.
Your political career was over the moment you chose your father over mine.
He's out of those moves, and Beth basically controls him.
Say yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Despite his sort of submissive posture, this is the moment he decides, okay, well, I gotta do something now. Because if he makes this choice, it's really hard to go back.
As the state's attorney, I must inform you that by signing this order, you are signing a declaration of war.
We're already at war.
He tries, but he's limited because he's under lock and key.
Sarah Atwood is the hitman. She's the one you send in when all else fails because she's creative in the way that she designs the deal or the takedown.
He's going to pull our funding.
That's been announced.
It was his campaign slogan.
When John said no to that airport, what he did was then open the door for a tsunami of legalities.
Get a cease and desist before a judge by end of day tomorrow.
The main goal is to get their project back in line. So I think the bullseye has shifted and it gives the enemies a bit of fodder for the fight. I love it when she gets really mad. Means I'm gonna make a lot of